Support Elevate TV. Partner with us in advancing the kingdom. Did you know that Elevate TV is sustained through the generous contributions of our valued viewers and ministry partners like you? Your financial support enables us to continue broadcasting life-transforming content that promotes a kingdom lifestyle across Africa and beyond. We invite you to send your love gifts today and become part of this impactful mission. You can do so through M-Pesa till number 532-9905. And for the international audience, use Wave Remit 0706 655 554. For more information, call or text 0719 666 655. Elevate TV is an award-winning Christian broadcaster reaching millions across the continent and beyond with uplifting Christ-centered programming. Join us in shaping a generation for the kingdom.
Explore a world of knowledge at Elevation Bookshop. Dive into topics like marriage, money, and spiritual growth with our vast reading materials. But that's not all. We are thrilled to introduce new additions like stationeries, notebooks, modeling clay, dictionaries, pencils, kamusi, and more. And calling all students, gear up for success with our back-to-school items, providing you with everything you need to excel in every subject. At Elevation Bookshop, we're here to assist you in finding the perfect resources for your journey. Do you have specific preferences or looking for something special? Visit us at Kenya Cinema Plaza, mezzanine floor, or contact us on 0748 902 225. Elevation Bookshop. Enrich your life.
Elevate TV, advancing kingdom lifestyle.
Good morning, this is Wednesday edition Morning Digest. It's Elevate Television, advancing kingdom lifestyle. And listen, this morning I want to ask you, are you a customer? What's your experience? Do they care? Those are the things we'll be talking about this morning. I have great guys on studio today. But before we do that, the link is already out. Please share it out. And if you've not liked our social media handles, please do that on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and X, and Instagram, and the rest. So because we have a lot of content that you can be prompted as soon as it comes forth. And like today, please do that. Let's do the drill. You know the drill. Send it on all your WhatsApp groups. Even you, my friends, just send it on all your WhatsApp groups. Just do that. Do that. Send it on all your WhatsApp groups. Like we always say, some people don't need money. They only need to hear something that will shift their business, shift the way they think, shift the way they do things. And that is all we have. And today we are talking about the customer experience. Not just getting customers, but how do we treat our customers? What is experience they come out with from our places and the businesses and the services we offer. And today we have amazing people in studio. And let me tell you what, every time we bring people in studio, we choose the best because we believe the information we give you should be of the highest and best quality so that you can be able to go to the next level. Remember, our key is advancing kingdom lifestyle, so that we can advance your business, advance the way you do things. And today is not lesser, and I want to just look at today. So guys, this is Elevate. Karibuni.
Asante sana.
You know, the other day when you called me, and I said, hey, Ujama, he sounded like a friend of mine who really jokes a lot. So I hope he will joke at anything. Karibu, look at our camera. Introduce yourself. Let's begin with the lady. Let's do the lady the honor.
Yes. All right.
Look at that.
Thank you so much. It's so good to be here, to be having this conversation. My name is Jackie Wahome. I'm a customer experience trainer and consultant, and what that means is I empower businesses to take care of their customers, to ensure that their customer service and customer experience, and we will learn the difference, can take care of their customers very well. Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Yes, my friend.
Good morning. It's great to be here. My name is Zeph. That's short for Zephaniah Kenywa, and I am a consultant in customer experience. I mainly major on strategies in that field, and I think what we really aim at in what we do is making sure that every organization understands the value of customer experience and its role as a strategy for the business. So that's what I do.
Well, Karibu, and I think the first thing is we have to kill the first devil. That's what is CX. It's not a devil anyway. Just, you know, it's a colloquial language.
Yes.
Well, you know, you have to tell us, you know, I've been asked 3 times today. Yes. Today, at least the last one was done here.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so please demystify.
So, CX is short for customer experience. It's just that.
Okay.
We evolved from customer service to a broader way of looking at customer service, a more objective way of looking at customer service. So it is now, we now look at it as experience. Yeah, it's more holistic.
All right.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about something when I was preparing myself, and I say, we are looking for customers. And when they come in, we are transactional. We just transact, and that's it, and we go look for the next customer. But from my little reading, I just discovered you can keep a customer.
Very true.
And that is dependent on the experience they get with you, the way you handle them, and the way you do. What, you know, just in your, you know, anyone can pick this. In your way, you look at it, how the movement, the shift from just getting customers to the place where now we are concentrating on their experience now.
Yes.
Pick it up.
All right, I can take that.
Yeah, please.
So I like how you simply explained the difference between customer service and customer experience, and we are so used to dealing with the individual who is serving you, but the individual at the front. Let's think of a bank. Yeah, there's someone who you'll find at the teller. That's the person serving you, and we will rate the bank based on. Previously, we would rate the bank based on that interaction. But right now, customers are looking for a holistic, what we are calling the experience. So they want to know, do you have enough branches? Do you have a branch near me? When I come to your branch, will I get parking? When I'm entering your branch, people even talk about, why do they put those seats where you have to go really low, you know? And the older people are struggling, you know, even to just get to that seat. Now we have, all banks have introduced ticketing systems. You don't have to go and queue and you're feeling like someone is interfering with your personal space. So now experience is every point from when I call your bank, how are my calls received? Where is your branch? When I come in, how fast do you serve me? So the entire journey, I'm being handled by the parking person, the security, the ticketing, the guy who helps you get your ticket, and then the teller, you know, the whole journey is what we are talking about, experience. Amazing. And experience can can only be judged by the customer. Yeah, so we can come here and sit and say, oh, we gave very good experience in this bank, but what does the customer think about the total? So if Moses has done a good job and Jackie has failed, then, you know, like that average we used to have. And now to your second question, the conversation on getting customers versus keeping customers.
Yeah.
Businesses will focus a lot on what we call in customer experience acquisition. So we are advertising, you know, social media, we are posting every day, 3 times a day they say these days, or even more.
Yeah, even more.
We're going live. We're doing everything that needs to be done, and focus is on acquisition. I like to look at acquisition the way we have this coffee in this cup, yeah, and we have acquired. But if this cup had a hole, then we are losing, you know, so we are not retaining. So it's not working because customers are coming, we are spending, we're using a lot of time to acquire, but what is that retention? How do we keep them? We keep them through thinking about what they want from us, not what we want to give them. Engaging them, asking them for feedback. Amazing. Yeah, so that is the retention conversation. It's not what we push to them, it's what they want. And sometimes anticipate. No, you know, when you're so good at customer experience, you know what the customer wants before they even know that that's what they want.
Amazing. You know,
yeah.
When you know, sometimes it's like when you buy a white shirt, you notice everybody on the street is a white shirt. I know. So there's this petrol station. I really like going there, and I would go very far to go there. And I never understood myself. In fact, it was on Friday. Then I asked myself, why do I really go there? I discovered they have very friendly guys. Very friendly guys. And let me tell you, I even notice sometimes I'll just go in there. I don't need anything. I don't need even fuel. I go there, I check my pressure. But the guys will engage me in a conversation, you know. And I said, I think I would like to be around these guys, you know. But then there's another one very near my home. Yes. I don't like that thing. The first 2 encounters I've had in that place, I don't think I would want to go there. Yeah. And that's when I realized, surely, it's the way you treat your people. Because, and I noticed, people would hit the jump just to come to that place. Yeah. Hit the jump, come to that place. True. And I realized that because I think the guy has very meticulously looked for some guys who you arrive. Yes, sir. You know, the language. They even
call you. They show you where to go.
In fact, they don't even clean your window. They ask, "Can I clean your window?"
Yes.
They don't just jump. You know.
You know, at that point, what they're looking for.
Yes.
They have mastered the art of being intentional.
Yes.
They would very easily clean your window, and you would love it. But they are looking for an opportunity to engage you.
Wow.
So that they can show you what experience you will get, you know, what the kind of experience that they have for you. Because, like you're saying, you know, when you get a petrol station, he'll pull your wipers, clean the screen, even without you telling them. But this guy is he's so clear in his mind that it's not just cleaning. It is an experience that I need to give this gentleman.
Yes.
Wow. So he has to do, those are called, it's called being intentional in creating a good experience. And that's why you go back there. Wow. And that's why there's going to be a queue there.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's, you know, sometimes when you think about a topic, you really, even a bank, there's a bank I go to, it's out of my way. But right from what she said, the security guy,
yes,
the guy would say, unakuja bank. Creates a parking.
Yes,
creates a parking for you. It was not there.
Yes.
The other time it was just there. But it's a bank.
Yes.
You create a parking for you. You know? And then of course when you enter in, there, you know, the tellers are very friendly.
Yes.
And you have your favorite teller.
Yes.
You know?
Exactly.
Who knows you by name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've been to places where you realize that you're always skipping. You're letting the other person pass so that you can that counter can be open. Because you know when you get there, they call you by your name, they know your account, they know what you do. That's experience. Yeah. But,
You know, one time, a guy unfortunately passed on, somebody I knew. And one of the banks in this country, the CEO of the bank went for the funeral.
Wow.
And he was a customer. And I was so interested because, you know, this is a guy I knew. But the guy has grown, you know, the way he has grown with the bank, it came to the attention of the CEO. He cut off meetings. And you know, the banks
Yes,
have
yeah,
meetings.
yeah.
He went to a village for a whole afternoon
for that
for that funeral.
gentleman's-
And he said something that blew my mind. He said, this man came here with very little money in our bank. And having grown, I have noticed him personally. And I would call him. We had a relationship. So this is also some because of that I have come.
Yes.
Out of that thing, it was a funeral.
Yeah.
He registered customers. Just by saying this man can come.
Yes.
I mean,
Interesting.
100%.
Yeah. Now
yeah.
that's what we call going over and beyond.
Yes.
Because where have you had the bank manager going for the funeral? Yeah. They'll actually give you trouble trying to, you know, clear these.
His logistics and
Yes,
everything.
after. But that's quite powerful.
It made me think, really. I think this man is so clear with his customers. And no wonder that bank is big.
Yeah.
Very, very big.
Yeah.
Well, we have what we call the complaints people bring into. You know, today we are trying to communicate online. You know,
Yes.
and complaints. And let me tell you, I realize everybody has an experience.
Yes.
Even the famous Mama
Yep.
Mboga. They are trying to give you an experience at their kibanda.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, handling complaints, and you know, because I'm sure you always have this customer, this guy, this one
Yes.
who shows up.
Yeah.
Yes. We have different types of customers, and inevitably, let me say inevitably, you will not be able to please everyone. Yeah. And sometimes you will fail as you try to give this service because there's the human aspect. There's also the technology aspect that also fails. And so when customers complain, most of them will complain because something did not go as per your promise,
Yeah.
what we call the customer promise. Something did not go as expected for them. But then you'll find that most customers, they're not so, can I say they're not so frustrated that you made a mistake. What frustrates them is how you resolve the mistake. Yeah, so they understand, okay, this is what happened, okay. How do you handle it and how do you complete and close the loop and make sure that you have taken them through the journey of resolving? So how we handle complaints, how we should handle complaints is by, number one, not being defensive. You know, if the mistake is your company's mistake, the mistake of your business, own up. As simple as that.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not the mistake, it's not your mistake, it could even be this customer's mistake, but who needs the other more?
Yeah.
The business needs the customer to run. There's no way that business will run without customers.
Wow.
So we say they say the customer might not be always right, but the customer is the customer.
Yes.
And we need the customer. So being very keen on the journey of handling a mistake, of how you maybe escalate when you can't handle it and how you take it to your manager. And we've all gone through this where we have had an issue with a business, a certain company, and we are the ones keeping on calling. You know, you said you would call me back. Why haven't you called me? You know, we are the ones putting in the effort
Yeah.
as if we are working there.
Okay.
You know, so reducing the effort of the customer, making it
Yeah.
so smooth, yeah. And maybe you can also add something
Before
to
he
that.
comes in,
Yes.
now that you put it that way, because I want to ask him something about negative feedback.
Yes.
The power of listening. You know, the patience. Just listen, because there are people who are very they are very, what do you call them, entitled.
Yes.
Just listening through.
Customer experience and customer service is like a game of listening. You know, you have to listen, and sometimes we listen but we don't quite hear. We are ready with a response.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So we listen and we apply what we call empathy.
And listening on that part, I mean,
Yes.
there's always a script. When the
Yes.
customer comes in like this,
Yes.
you say this, you say
Yes.
this. So there's no creativity, but you're listening, but you're not hearing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You are not even personalizing this conversation. You know that when this happens, this should be done. And then you add on and say, as per our policy, you know. So now you've lost this
lost it,
customer
yeah.
with the
Yeah.
word policy.
Yeah.
It's just that I like what you said, listen. Let them just talk, because whenever someone is given a chance to talk it out, you will see the customer being like, you know, like they have said it, whatever is in them. Yeah. And then now how you respond is not quickly to the solution. It's first just acknowledging that there was a problem and letting the customer know that I can only imagine what you're going through given the situation. Now you're winning the customer back to your side. You're showing the customer that I'm for you. You know, as much as you're for both, I'm for the customer, I also have to protect this business. You know, we have a lot of legal issues and all that. So letting the customer know that we are for you.
Okay.
Yes.
I once had an incident. My friend is Zef. And I think the person who was handling it was an intern. And I think things were not well. And I was, you know, it's like you watch like the famous Kama video,
Yes.
Kama drama.
Yes.
And I could see the situation is escalating. It's escalating. It's escalating. And you know, we customers, we are seated down watching.
Yes.
We are seeing. And you
Yes.
know, normally, you know, common sense will tell you this lady should just keep quiet.
Yes.
Listen to this guy, let him rant.
Yes.
I saw a lady with tact come into that place. She just left an office, walked in. Oh, sorry.
Yes.
Picked the gentleman, walked with him, went, sat him down, got a cup of tea.
Yes.
The thing cooled down.
Yes.
You know? And I think she saw what the people saw, and she called the employee,
Yes.
sat her there.
Yeah.
So she sorted this thing out. The guy came out. In fact, he was even taken right to the teller. Done. It was a very simple matter, but the way I saw tact.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
you know that thing you say, surely
Yes.
that one knows what she's doing. And
Yeah.
everybody seated here, you know, of course, customers will talk.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a good leader.
Yes.
Yes.
That's a good leader.
Yeah.
And I said, I think in the business world, there has to be, then it seems like this is something that needs to be a culture.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you train in culture?
Actually, that's my forte. That's what I do, because you see, customer experience, just like you've said, one person could do things very well. The other person
Very true.
does not do it the way it's supposed to be done. In that example, this lady who picked this client who was complaining and put them aside, they did what naturally, how an issue is supposed to be resolved properly. Remove the customer from, because customers will rant. When I hear you complaining, even if I just walked in, I'll start complaining.
Yes.
So the best thing is, if you're complaining, you know, let me take you to the side. Let's have a conversation about it. The entire time, letting you know that, just like she said, I am here for you. It is, I am on your side. And we, at some point, we don't let processes override the personal conversation or the personal interaction. So when you talk about culture, what we look for, what we try to address is this: is everything in line, and can it stand the test of time? What are you doing to make sure that what happens today is you're building on it tomorrow as a culture. When this problem comes up and people are complaining about this, how do you resolve it so that tomorrow there's a way of resolving it, and the people who are employed tomorrow will come and find a way of resolving those kind of things. At the end of it, it comes to a mindset. How are your employees? What do they understand about customer experience? What's your signature in that organization of customer experience? So that you are unique in your own way, in how your experience is. And that should be seen to grow with time.
What about the customer-centric culture where, and it's creative? Because the problems are also creative.
Yes.
Problems will come, you didn't put a ramp outside the
Yes.
door, so I tripped.
Yes.
I mean, you want to kill me.
Yeah.
Creativity in solving some of these experiences.
That's what I'm saying. It really is a mind shift.
Okay.
Your staff need to know that this is our philosophy on customer experience. And customer experience, as Jackie rightly said, is a whole, it's holistic. That when you are thinking about the color of your office, you are asking yourself, does this color resonate with my clients? All right?
Yes.
If you have that kind of mindset, then it moves all the way from the top to the normal staff. The problem we have with culture is that I think our biggest problem is having leaders not understanding the customer experience culture.
Okay.
They don't look at it so much as they want what you call quick fixes. So today a problem happens at the reception, and you very quickly want to say let's handle this.
Okay.
But the person who is at the back office does not know what's happening.
Yeah.
So that's culture now addresses all those things that everyone understands. When you talk about customer experience, this is what customer experience in Elevate means.
I'm just thinking loudly as you're talking. You say something is happening at the reception. The guy behind there doesn't even know.
Yes. Yeah.
So basically it's saying if something happens, becomes a point where it is passed across to the back, this thing can happen.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
if it happens,
Yes.
you need to think like this.
Yes, our line of thought is like this. Yeah.
I think that's amazing. What is the current corporate acceptance of the customer experience, as a key component of their businesses? Are they investing in it? I mean, from you are the people who do it.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
So what's happening in this, can I call it the marketplace?
Yes.
Is that the competition has become stiff. And the differentiator becomes your service. Because when I come to your restaurant, you're serving the same coffee.
Yeah.
In your bank, now you all have seats, you have a ticketing system, like everything is almost becoming standardized. But why did you drive to that petrol station when you had one next to your home, literally? It's because you're looking for that experience. So the acceptance is almost not by choice. It's here is where we are.
We are here.
And the modern customer is knowledgeable, the modern customer is exposed, the modern customer knows more than you who is selling the product or the service. So
And
you
they
need
have choices.
they have choice.
Huge.
Actually,
Yeah, they have so much choice.
the choice is next door, because if this bank is not sorting me out, it's next door, like 3 steps away, next bank.
Yeah.
Same street, 6 banks. So the acceptance has been very good. I'll tell you something interesting on this acceptance. As customer centric, we have run a training in I'm forgetting the name of this street where they sell auto spares. Kirinyaga Road, yes. We've run a training in Kirinyaga Road for an auto spares shop.
Yes.
And the owner is like, what's the differentiator? This whole street, same product, but what will make people come to my shop and not the next one?
And as we're going to go for a break, but 30 minutes ago. So,
Okay.
You know, that thing made me. There was a lot of. There's a time there was a lot of fake car batteries in the market, and you know, of course, the guys would just put the same sticker.
Yes.
So I think the owner who used to sell the original thing, he knew e-market, I'm done. But then he came up with somebody came up with an idea. I told him, no problem, let them sell it, but you sell genuine.
Yes.
They are saying it's genuine, but you sell genuine. This, and the man went away, went ahead to a point where he said, if you want a battery, don't go to a shop. Call this number. We will come, put the battery in your car, give you a warranty, 2 years warranty, and you will know it is authentic. Do you know that thing just killed the other market?
Yes, yes, yes.
You know?
Yeah, that is
That's
someone who understood what experience is for him. That's someone who understood.
And I said, I think solutions are out here.
Yeah.
And the businesses, I think, for me, then it makes me think something. I hope I'm not flirting with you guys. It means that the customer experience becomes the core business.
Yes. Actually, I mean, when you open your shop in the morning,
Yes.
Why are you opening it?
For
Because of
customers.
customers. Yes. We usually say that we get our reward for how we know that our business is growing is by customers coming to that business. So it's all about the client at the end of the day. So how you treat that client and how you differentiate yourself from the rest is totally up to you.
Yeah.
A few years ago, not a few years ago, when we were starting to do customer experience, it was very foreign. It was actually just a thing. It was a reserve for hotels and, you know, those kind of airlines.
Yes.
Those are the guys who we knew. But today we have, like she said, we have, you know, small businesses. You'd call them small, but yeah, we have small businesses, nail parlors, barbers, hardwares, barber shops,
Yes.
who are actually calling us to go and train their staff on customer experience.
Well,
That's how
I think
deep
you
it
need
is.
to hold that. I think it's getting better now. Hold that thought. Well, you're a customer. I'm online. These two guys are going to answer all your problems. But anyway, you don't have problems. Look at what we can interact with them. Please send your comments. We are online. We'll be reading your comments in the second section. We go for a break. Call a friend. Tell them there's something good on Elevate. See you after the break.
Support Elevate TV. Partner with us in advancing the kingdom. Did you know that Elevate TV is sustained through the generous contributions of our valued viewers and ministry partners like you? Your financial support enables us to continue broadcasting life-transforming content that promotes a kingdom lifestyle across Africa and beyond. We invite you to send your love gifts today and become part of this impactful mission. You can do so through M-Pesa till number 532-9905. And for the international audience, use Wave Remit 0706-655-554. For more information, call or text 0719-666-655. Elevate TV is an award-winning Christian broadcaster reaching millions across the continent and beyond with uplifting Christ-centered programming. Join us in shaping a generation for the kingdom.
What does it mean to be a man today? It's more than what meets the
A
eye.
man is defined by his vision. How committed, how clear that vision is to him. We don't need supervision. What we need is a supervision.
It's about the stories, the struggles, and the success.
There is greatness that God has deposited in every man. You are a reservoir
of untapped potential.
Welcome to Man Unveiled, the show where we explore the heart of modern manhood.
Why don't we accept the liberation that has been brought to us by the Word of God?
We dive into topics that matter most: relationships, mental health, career challenges, and the journey of self-discovery. Join us and let's unveil the truth together. Man Unveiled, because real men have real stories.
Welcome back. This is Elevate Wednesday edition, Morning Digest. I know, Lupita told us your dreams are valid, but then your experience is also valid. In every place you go, your experience is valid. And just to begin us, we have Moses Okoth on, online, great topic, thinking about what customers want from us. Yeah, we need to be thinking about what customers want from us. Beatrice Chuchu, whoa. Okay, very great insights. You know Beatrice? A very good professional in business. I'm Pigia Debe.
Nice. Thank you, Beatrice.
You have any comments on yours? Let's go to check yours before we go back to where you are.
Yes. On Facebook, and this question comes up quite a bit, someone is asking, in the case that we talked about, the intern versus the lady who came in, and who is to blame? So we will, something to tackle. I don't know if we tackle it right
You can tackle right now, but I don't think it's a blame issue.
Yes. Who is to blame is something that comes up quite a bit, because we have, you said there was an intern. That means someone very new. What's the, how are they taken to the front office? Sometimes you'll see two people sitting together. At what point do you feel like this person is ready now to serve on their own? There's what we call teamwork.
Okay.
Sometimes as staff members, we want the other person to roast on their own. We can hear there's trouble, So teamwork has a role to play. We're not going to blame, but how can we resolve? This lady who came and, sorted out the situation. There's also space for training. There's also a key space for training, because when I as a business owner have not trained my people and I keep pointing fingers at them, then I should be pointing to myself, as long as I haven't trained them. So to answer that question, leadership has a role to play in training their teams, and also initiative, trying to learn from, you see that difficult customer who we are trying to avoid. That's the customer who is training us, So, and that's the customer who comes back. Remember, there are many customers who just slowly walk away, and you will never see them again. They will never complain. They never asked for the manager, but they will never come to your business. As we are here, there are businesses I won't say so, but we almost did that. Look at me now, because you will never see me again.
There's somebody answering you. Yes. Moses Okoth is saying, listen and apply empathy.
Yes. Yeah.
I think, Moses, you said it well.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
You've said something, and I'm collecting a thought from what you have just said.
Yeah.
This customer who you're looking at the last time, or you can see them again and again.
Yeah.
The place where you literally listen to a customer, and for the sake of a customer, you implement a change, like what they wanted. What does that make a client feel?
A client feels heard, because empathy is all about listen, hear me, and be in my shoes. Like totally understand me. And most customers, you see those customers who shout. One time I was in a training. It was in the setup of like the way we're here, and the business, it's just in a boardroom. And a customer was shouting, and we were talking about how to handle angry customers. it was just like we all had to give it a moment to listen to what was happening. And one of the things customers want to know is not that you will sort me out, is that this thing should not happen to any other customer. You know, customers are like one. When one starts shouting in the banking hall, they all, you know, like he said. So customers want to know, apart from serving me, make sure this does not happen to any other customer.
I saw a hospital brand. Okay, I'll not mention. I notice very small things personally.
Yeah.
Even when I come near your space, I'll notice very small things. That time we had a small child, so we go to these clinics, you know, you sit down, the baby is sneaking out, you run after the baby, it's gone that way. And a lady just said something. I wish these hospitals can create a small playground to manage these children. And I tell you, that day somebody had. The next week, our next visit, we found a slide. I said, okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think when you bring that up, it now tells you, it speaks to the importance of listening to your client and listening to the customer. That complaint that they're having, at the back of their minds, they want to be heard. But as Jackie also said, we don't want to have a repeat of this. We don't want any other person to go through this. But what happens is this: when, for example, you create that playground, there's what you call lifetime value.
Yes.
In fact, if I was in that hospital, I would name that playground after that child.
Wow.
All right? So that, and this happens also even when you're doing rewards. When you have a signature, this has actually been brought about by this situation, then the solution, can we name it after? Or can it have something to do with? Yeah. That person, you, for example, in that situation, will always pass by there. And not just passing by. When you're at home and someone tells you, I'm going to hospital, you ask them, which hospital are you going to? And they tell you another, and they ask you, why? You ask them, why? Don't you know that there is a hospital? And in fact, when you go to that hospital, ask them to show you the Angela swing. Lifetime value. So it was a complaint, it was picked, it was positively addressed, and now it is adding to. And by the way, sometimes the people who complain the most are the ones who become your biggest clients.
Wow.
But it is how you handle that complaint.
Wow.
When you tell them you're going to call them back, you call them back. When you tell them that this is going to happen, this is going to be resolved this way, was it done? Did you give them feedback? Did you call them and tell them that what you had said was resolved, and it was resolved this way? Not that they're going to come back and use that facility again, but just for them to know that we actually heard you and we resolved that issue this way. That person will forever know that you're listening to them.
You talked about teamwork. And is there a point where the employees, their experiences, personal experiences, interfere with the customer experience?
Of course, because they're human. So you will find that in the morning, we are all coming to work, and you say good morning to people, and they don't say good morning back to you. You don't know what's happening to them. You know, they've come from their different setups, and life, can I say, life is happening to everyone. You know, everyone here, there's something in the background that is happening that can cause your day to be in chaos. So when one team member makes a choice to, can I say, be a bit selfish, you know, and run their day the way they want, at the end of the day, if we are not talking, guess who gets affected? The customer. Because if I'm in finance and the customer is coming to ask for a refund and I'm not speaking to anyone, then I'm going to frustrate the system. So when we talk of that synergy, that teamwork, is that we all understand that it's not the customer service department, let's use the tellers. It's not just the tellers who are in charge of this experience, this service, you know, excellent service. They will need support from the back to answer. So teamwork means us realizing that customer experience is actually not a department.
You know, I wanted to ask you that question.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, is it a department or is it?
In fact, Jackie, just.
I was typing this man to ask him that.
I'll pass it to him. I'll pass it to him.
I've just remembered. I once walked into an organization, and there was a desk that was written "Customer Experience Desk." And I felt very bad about it because they totally missed the point. You cannot say customer experience desk. Customer experience is not, it's everything, is the entire thing. It is that when I read customer experience desk, I am already not having a good experience.
Because it looks like a reaction.
Yes, exactly. So I was just supporting that aspect.
No, it's okay. I in my mind I wanted to ask that question. Is it then a department? Because the way she is putting it, it looks like it's everything.
Customer experience, even documents. How you arrange your files, how you file them, how you arrange the back office, how you walk out and walk in. That and the whole thing is because at the end of the day, it affects the customer. It affects how you're feeling. There's what you call the back of it is employee experience. The experience of how comfortable that employee is. How nice, how well they feel, how good they feel about their organization is ultimately, we usually say, as within, so without.
So actually the employee, first of all, before you even think about the other customer, she has to feel like this is the place.
There has
they
to
have
be
to have a good
ownership.
experience.
Like the three main, when you think customer experience, there are many factors, but we have three main ones. And the first one is always empathy. If you cannot listen and understand and put yourself in the shoes of the customer, you've missed it. The second one is ownership. As a business owner, you want to know that your people, they own the business, they're running the business it's theirs, you know, like if this is my business, what would I do? You know, that ownership in the team. And that's where most business people, during what we call training needs analysis, when you're trying to tailor training, they will tell you the attitude, and these people, they just come for their salary. You see?
You know, you're opening a can of worms. So even the trainings should be literally tailored.
Yes, the training should be tailored because training a customer service team or doing a customer service training in one company, you cannot just take that and go train another. I have to come and sit with you as the business owner, as the manager, customer service manager, and understand what are your gaps. What are your customers saying? What are your employees saying? We're talking of customer experience, but he'll tell you there's a whole topic on employee experience.
And I think that's where it's very big.
The employee is the one handling your customer. So take care of them, they'll take care of your customer. So I say the first one was empathy, ownership, and the third one, communication. Because if you fail now in communication, you have failed. You have totally lost it. So
are we running business or what?
We are actually we are not selling coffee. If we are a restaurant, like the restaurant downstairs, we are not selling coffee. We are selling an experience. You know, we want to brighten your day.
You know, now you're making my life now begin to see what I live like. You know, there's a hotel I stopped going. The manager of that hotel would meet you at the door. Hey, how is your morning? You know, what do you want to take today? And he's not the waiter. What do you want to take today? And you say, customer, you know, so, and he knows there's like a time lapse. So he says, so you would even bring the politics. How do you see us? You know? Within a few minutes, he's done. He's left you. He's gone to the other guy. And so I notice he's not. I notice the manager is not around. So I asked the guy, where is so and so? Say, they were having a problem
Yes.
and explaining, saying he left us.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Do you know, out of nowhere I called him and he told me, no, I'm not there, but you can still go there. I'm in another place,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I said, look at us.
Yes.
We live around,
Yeah.
we live around people.
Yes.
We're
Yeah.
only human.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I really now see it. I was not seeing it.
Yeah.
Yes.
You opened my eyes today, my friend. And you talk about, she talked about training and the employees. What would happen if they're only coming for salary? They don't own up the business.
It's a sad situation. It's a very, very sad situation. It basically means, number one, you have not well communicated to your employees who really is the boss. Yeah, it truly is that way. And we usually say the mandate we are given to run a business is there's a customer's mandate. They're the ones who make us open. So if an employee does not understand that is why they're there, it's bad. It's really bad.
Yeah.
And by the way, as you talk about it, could it be their fault that they don't know, or could it be the culture has not?
That's the thing. That's why. So that's why culture is important, because even that restaurant you're talking about, if that was a culture in that restaurant, you would not move.
Yes.
But now it was one person doing it. The others probably didn't catch on. So what happens is employees need to understand, and it is a role. That's why you have companies. Sometimes they do mission, vision, objectives, but they're just in writing.
Yeah.
It needs to be something that is well ingrained in the staff. When they are coming in, they know that this is what this organization stands for. If it stands for customer experience, if they want to give customers a good experience,
Yes.
it is the first thing during their orientation, or when they come in. That's the first thing they should be told, that here we are about customers. It's about experience, but not just told. They need to see it, and they need to see it from the leadership.
It's sad because if it is not a culture, if it's one person, if that person leaves, the place goes down.
Yes.
And we
Yeah.
have a big history.
Yes.
I mean, the joint on Wayakiwe.
Yes.
Yes.
And the guy went.
And that was it.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's gone. I mean, I passed there the other day. I said, oh my, look at this. Look at this. This is a generational business.
Yes.
But it's no
Yeah.
longer there because the individual.
Yes.
Because, he was a friend of
Yes.
everybody.
Yes. Yeah.
And I think the part now I think he didn't play is passing that on
Yes.
to his
Yeah.
people to learn that everybody matters.
Yeah.
And I tell you,
Yeah. There's a big part in mentoring customer experience that people miss out.
Yes.
It has to be there. It has to be set up in such a way that it is not just one person who is known. Customer experience is not one person. It is the entire organization. It is how you make me feel as an organization. So if I move out, I'll give you a small example. I ran a butchery in Mombasa, and we introduced. I was trying to see whether customer experience can actually work for businesses in those setups. Chini, what you'd call small businesses.
Yeah.
And we introduced very, very small things. These people, greet them. We are selling meat like everyone else. Well, get good quality meat, very good. But, greet that customer when they come in. Tomorrow, get their name. They're paying through M-Pesa.
Yeah.
Call them by name. It makes a whole difference, a very, very big difference. When they come with their child, interact with that child, know what team they like, and those things, of course, now, with the team I was dealing with, were not quite understanding why I'm getting into these details. But today, 7 years later, I left that business.
Yeah.
But it is thriving because I was not the one playing that role. It was them playing the role.
Yeah.
So eventually they got to understand, that's why this person comes back.
Yeah.
I've called them by name. I understand their cuts, the meat that they want. I talk to them about their children.
Yes.
Then eventually, customers understood that, you know, they became, which is what everyone looks for. We are members of this place. Many years later, that still goes on. It basically says that if you have a good mentorship program, a good mentorship plan, then it is very easy for that business to move on with the same culture.
So would you call it internal messaging? In
This-
terms of the people inside,
Yes.
I think then there should be such a consistency.
Yes. It's not a one-off. You see, by the time you call an external trainer, like Zeph and I, you should have had so many internal trainings, you know, and now you want someone to come in and, you know, do some emphasis on the conversation that has been going on. I like what you said about the vision, mission, and the core values. We have them at our reception, you know. We write at our reception that we are a customer-centric organization. Until you call and no one picks, you know. Until you have an issue and, you know, the person who's serving is so indifferent. They're like, you know. So this mission, this vision of the organization, it has to be communicated over and over. It's not something I rehearse the night before my interview and I come into the interview and I can tell you what you stand for, only for it to fade away after week 1. Most people have no idea what the vision is after week 1. So the entire conversation is consistency in communicating what do we stand for, and then going beyond that, understanding your customer, because different businesses serve different customers, and that's why even in a bank we have the banking hall, very full, and then we have premium, you know, and then there's beyond premium. There are people who the banker is going to their office, you know, so understanding every segment and how to satisfy each, because it's not a one size fits all. Then the next level is thorough training and ensuring that the mindset of your staff members, the employee we are talking about, they understand what's in it for me. You see, we're human. We like to know, after I do all this, what's in it for me? Beyond that salary, how do I contribute to the bigger picture of this organization? If I feel important, if I feel needed, then I will do it. I will have the empathy, the ownership, and I will communicate right among, you know, other factors. So that feeling that I'm here, I'm needed, I belong is so important, because I will execute without needing a manager. I will execute without micromanagement. I will treat this business like my own business.
In fact, the salary becomes secondary.
I'm thinking of something. Some things are running in, two things are running in my mind. One of them is, now I see the reason, you know, when you call these people, they call and they stay with you, and then the thing is done. The next thing is on text. How was the experience?
Yes.
So now I should be answering.
Yes, it's important.
I don't answer. I'm guilty.
No, it's important.
I now I'll be answering, because
actually, a friend of mine went to one of our, you know, main coffee places. We already have the few names, you know, and they bought a samosa. The samosa was not very fresh, but you know, the question came after, how did we do today? And he was like, oh no, on a scale of 1 to 5, I'll rate you at it's just that you don't have 0 here. I would give you 0, but here, let me give you a 1. You did very badly today, because you know, it doesn't sometimes give you a place to say the reason. But as soon as you rate a business badly, it should not be less than even 10 minutes or 30 minutes at max. Someone should call you. That's the whole essence of that conversation, to ask you, where did we go wrong? And then to what we call service recovery. You know, in customer experience, you say service recovery. After we did wrong, how can we make it up to you? Because we want you buying the samosa tomorrow. We don't want to lose you.
So I'll be asking you what we need to do at Elevate.
and let me just add on to that. And I think I'd said that earlier. That bouncing back, that recovery, is what is going to determine how that client behaves after that. They could become a loyal client, kabisa, because of how you handle that situation, or you could lose them and lose all their friends, because they'll not have a meeting there again.
Wow.
So that recovery is very, very key.
Yeah.
So when they ask you to rate, just rate.
Okay, I'll be doing that.
And
from
if they
today
call you,
onwards.
tell them the truth.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. One time I called, had a problem with a card. The first guy did not have an idea. I knew the problem of that.
Yeah.
The next you call is another person. Who picks.
Yes.
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 I said, but I'll just talk
And
to
you
so
have
and so.
got to
So
explain.
I was writing their names. I just talked to so and so, and he couldn't help me. So say, okay, let me sort of. He cut off the phone. I'm telling you, calling another lady picked.
Can I give a slight comment? Now, sometimes we put too much pressure on what we are calling the frontline team. You know, we are not supporting them, and that's why I say, you remember that blame question? We're not supporting them enough because now they have this burden of remembering 200 clients that they've talked to.
Yes.
Now, there's a place for the staff member. It's like a triangle. There's a place for the staff member. There's a place for processes. What processes do we have? And then there's a place for systems. Because today, if you call our biggest telecom, if you call them today, whether you call 5 times and talk to 5 different people, your issue is already logged in a system.
Yes, yeah.
They can tell Moses called because he loaded airtime and he doesn't see his airtime. Even if the call goes to 5 people, it's already logged in a system. Now, sometimes these businesses, companies have not invested in what we call customer relationship management systems.
Actually, I wanted to say this.
Yes.
They had it.
They had it.
Because the third guy who picked my call,
Yes.
he just asked me, was a challenge. So it was a fuel card, it's not loading. So, and it has money. So he said, no. Okay, first of all, we need to log in. So he logged me in, said, this is your number, this is your ticket number. And then, could you go to the nearest petrol station? I want to talk to the pump attendant.
Wow.
The gentleman did a whole 1 hour with the pump attendant. He said, now try your card. And
Very
then
good.
the unfortunate thing, I never rated that thing.
Yes.
But that man won my day.
Yes.
Now, we have less than 2 minutes. Can you believe it?
Oh, man.
And I want to ask you something. This is very important. The rise of AI
Yes.
and technology and customer experience. I want quick answers now.
Okay. I think AI is good, is important. It's going to solve a lot of things. However, human connection and contact, interaction will not end. So we still have a lot to do in terms of how we equip people to handle other people.
Yes.
Yeah, but AI is indeed coming in as a very, very important tool in handling customer experience as a whole.
And it's been actually made better.
Yeah.
Because I've seen a new technology that's amazing. That guy will be seated here in a few weeks.
Yeah. Yes.
Guys have developed some very interesting technology, like the way you call 911.
Yeah.
Yes.
Immediately picks your call because it's able to log your details,
Yes.
your car details. You've had an accident, where you are, location,
Yeah.
and gets the ambulance, gets the hospital, gets
Yes.
the police at one call.
Yes.
That's okay, but personalized messaging
Yes.
is also a place to come into
Yes.
and be able to find a way. I wanted you to do something because we don't have all day. Now,
Yeah.
imagine our time is up.
Okay.
I want you to do the elevator pitch. Look at the camera.
I do what?
The elevator pitch.
Yes, I can go fast.
Go fast.
Yes,
Okay.
I can go fast. So this is Jackie Wahome from Customer Centric, training and consultancy company. Now, if your company, if your employees, if your staff members are not trained, then you are failing your own business. When your staff members are well trained, when they understand your customer, they understand customer experience, you will be able to stand out from all the businesses that are doing the very thing that you're doing. So contact us on all our socials, Customer Centric Limited, and we will tailor a training just for you, just for your team. Thank you.
Do you have contacts?
Do we have?
Contacts.
Yes, so the contact I'll give you on here, on all our socials, it's Customer Centric Kenya. You can also follow me personally as the lead trainer, Jackie Wahome, across all socials. Would you like me to give a phone number?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Go ahead.
Yeah, we can give a phone number. Okay, so 0720-842723. I'll say that again, 0720-842723. Contact us and we will tailor a training just for you. Thank you.
Zeph, do you have anything to add?
Let me do my own pitch. As Zeph, yeah. So I run an organization called Outstanding Service Consult, and we are all about customer experience, about elevating experiences in organizations, and we are very strong on culture change programs in customer experience. So if you are looking for someone to help you mold or modify or altogether have a new customer experience culture as an organization, please get in touch with me. My number is 0721 947 447, 0721 947 447. You can follow me on Facebook, on LinkedIn. Zephaniah Kenywa is my name, and we will be happy to help you with customer experience.
Well, I couldn't add more. You are our client. Remember that Elevate exists for you. So please let us know the numbers on your screen. Send us a text. Let us know what we can better, how we can better the experience also, and even the content. We are here. We produce for you, not for ourselves. And remember that every program that comes your way, you have an opportunity to comment and to say something about it. But that's all we could have this morning. Remember, this is your Wednesday edition. If you have something you would want us to feature, get to me on those socials down there, and I will be glad to serve you better. Have yourself a wonderful day. God bless you.
Thank you very much.